I didn't know that Pandora Box was 39 years old. 39, folks. Pandora looks amazing to be 39. Oh, I'm also not using my green screen here, if anybody's noticed that. I'm too tired to even do all that editing crap. I'm just gonna do the damn review with a white background. And I may do this all season, I don't know. But Chanel came in and looked like she was wearing her entire closet. She says it was the Beauty and the Beast costume that the Beast actually wore. And it had a tail and everything. I don't think the Beast wore that. I don't know what the hell that was, but I mean, it looked good on Chanel, but it wouldn't have looked good on anybody else. Now, Alexis Mateo came in. It's funny that, you know, Chanel was wearing something from a Broadway number, because Alexis Mateo came in and looked like she was Purple Phantom of the Opera. Probably was a New Orleans theme, Mardi Gras. Now, when Manila Luzon came in and she made a comment to Alexis about, oh, this time you covered your face, I just thought that was rude. Rude, rude, rude. Then when Mimi first came in, everybody was just like, why is she here? I mean, when they first announced the cast, that's my first impression too. But, like, I can't remember who said it in the... It's probably Manila. But somebody said, well, somebody has to go home first. So, I did think that Tammy Brown and Mimi First are probably picked with the assumption that they would be the first two to go. Nina Flowers, she came in dressed in neon green. Hell, that girl would have completely disappeared on the background of my green screen if I'd actually been able to do the green screen, because that was the brightest green I'd ever seen. Well, it was the brightest green I'd ever seen until the runway presentation when Mandora, which was Mimi and Pandora, came out in that green ensemble. That was bright green. They would have totally disappeared on the green screen as well. Thought Tammy Brown kind of looked like She-Ra in a way, with that superhero-type belt that she was wearing. She has an old Hollywood look, but it kind of reminded me of She-Ra. Alright, so this season is only going to be, what, 6 episodes long? So, I guess they had to come up with a twist on how to convince us that they were actually going to make a full season of this. So, they actually did them in teams. They paired them up. You were supposed to actually pick who you thought was the better looking out of the pictures that they had to choose from, and then they would match you up. Poor Pandora Box got stuck with Mimi First because nobody picked Pandora. Mimi picked Pandora, but nobody picked Pandora except for Mimi. And Pandora did not want to be on the team with Mimi because of Mimi's history, and we all know what that history was. Lip-syncing for her life, she picked up India Farah and threw her over her shoulder and carried her off. So, nobody wanted Mimi, but Pandora ended up getting stuck with her. Now, there were some built-in alliances here that I think is really going to help some teams that a lot of people probably thought were going to be the weakest contestants going forward. Jara Sophia has been a favorite, but a lot of people said Alexis Mateo probably wouldn't get as far as she did in her season. I'd even said that I thought Jara would probably go to the final 3 if it had not been for the fact that she gave up when she had lip-sync against Alexis. These two were best friends in their season, so it stands to reason they would end up on the same team together in All-Stars, and I think that benefits them. Now, Raven and Jujubee are both on Drag U together, and they seem to have a good rapport, so there's a built-in alliance from Drag U that will probably help them. Now, Manila and Latrice ended up on the same team. That's kind of an odd pair. I didn't see that coming. Now, Manila said that she admired Latrice's personality and likability, and I mean, Manila, she even admitted that she was kind of annoying, and she kind of is, but I like Manila. Even though Manila can be a little bit bitchy, like with the comment about Alexis I didn't like when they first introduced themselves. I still like her. But I'm kind of wonder if it's not the fact that I see a lot of myself in Manila. Well, I mean, there's a lot of things I don't have that Manila has. I mean, I don't have a fashion sense. I'm wearing a t-shirt. I don't have fashion sense, and I don't dress in drag, and I don't have Filipino in me, like Manila does. Well, back in college, I had Filipino in me for a little bit, but I hardly even noticed. Alright, now during the photo shoots, they had to do this half-baked photo shoot and then a high fashion shoot in the rain. They were blowing them with water had a fan on and was blowing rain on them. They spent about 2 hours or so getting ready in makeup. Well, all that went up in smoke. Well, not in smoke because it was in the rain, but you get my point. Their makeup was just completely washing right off of them. It's kind of pointless, in my opinion. It's a high fashion shoot, and you're going to drench these girls in this crap that's going to make their makeup run. I don't know. I didn't see the point in that. Alright, so I asked on Facebook if anybody had any questions or anything that they noticed that they thought that I should bring up in my review, and I got 0 responses on Facebook. Now on Tumblr, I got some, so I'm going to read those questions. I got 3 questions. Hopefully you guys will give me more next time. I want to first add, before I go into these questions, I think all the teams did excellent. I didn't have any strong favorites, and I didn't dislike any of them. I thought they all did excellent. You know, the runway presentation was great. I liked all of it, to be honest. So, I can't be negative about that. Alright, on Tumblr, Anonymous asked, what were the two perfectionists thinking with their skin graft half-baked look? Talking about Team Shad, where they actually had this, I don't know, they had this marking on their neck. Like, one of the judges, I think it was, can't remember which judge made the comment. I think it was Michelle Visage. Asked him, were you burned? What was the point in this look? Now, I think that Chanel and Chad were too perfectionists to really work together. So I think that's actually going to be a hindrance for them. They may even surprise everybody and go home next week. Because I think they're too perfectionist to work well together. Now, like I said, I liked everybody's look. I liked everything they did. But there were some things about Shad that did not work. Just did not work at all. They didn't seem to know the concepts that they were going to use. They thought they were so perfect. But it didn't work out well at all. Now, the judges were really mean to Chanel. Like, Santino just absolutely did not like that black and white ensemble. I guess I don't get Santino sometimes, but Chanel always looks like she dressed up in upholstery samples from Cindy Crawford Furniture, so I mean, I don't know why it's taken them this long to actually be mean about it. I mean, she does it on Drag You. It looks good. Like I said, Chanel is the only person that could pull off some of these looks. Maybe Sharon Needles could. But, I mean, she did look like she came out of a furniture store. Okay, the second question. I think they got this name wrong. The team name was wrong, I guess, when they got their username. Fuck yeah, Lanilla, and it's actually Team Latrilla. It says, what did you think of Latrilla's Teletubbies look? Now, like I said, I like Manila, and I did like Manila's look with the TV in the stomach, but don't all the Teletubbies have a TV in their stomach? If all the Teletubbies have a TV on their stomach, why did Manila wear the TV, but Latrice did not? It looked just like she did an iPad, you know, wrapped in a belt for her television on her tummy. I don't see why they could not have done something similar for Latrice. If they were not going to do it for both of them, I don't think they should have done it at all. We still got the impression, we got the with the symbols on the head. we got the point that they were being Teletubbies. I don't think they needed to actually have the televisions, but it would have been better if Latrice would have gotten in on the act. Now, honestly, I don't think that Latrilla deserved to win. They were the winners of this challenge. I honestly did not think that they deserved to win. I liked the look. Like I said, all the looks were great. I think your Alexis, Jar Sophia, and Alexis Mateo, I think they actually had a really good look. I think they should have won the runway presentation. Of course, their half-baked look was kind of boring, and then their fashion shoot, the judges said they just couldn't see Alexis Mateo in the picture. That's probably because both of the team members actually had to pick the best photo shoot picture, and I think Jara probably picked that one. And Alexis Mateo probably just went along with it, so you can kind of fault Jara for that. But they were safe anyway, so it really didn't matter. Now, RUVIEW, I liked their look on the runway. Their photo shoot wasn't bad either. Their half-baked look wasn't too bad. But I think on the runway, they actually did a better look than, you know, Manila and Latrice. Manila and Latrice, I didn't like their half-baked look. That was the only fault that I found with them. I just did not like that look. Okay, next question. This is the third and final question. And then I can go to sleep. Okay, Stasis79 asked, Stasis, whatever. How did Mimi and Pandora end up in the bottom two, and why did Pandora not lip sync? Exactly. That's a very good question. I mean, knowing Mimi's history of doing lip syncing, Pandora should not have let Mimi do the lip sync. Or she should at least hit that buzzer and got in there and tried to save the situation. Pandora just kept looking at the buzzer. Okay. And it ended up happening almost the same way as it did in her season. She didn't pick Chad up and throw her over her shoulder, but she kept invading her space and bumping into her and trying to get in front of her, which is not a good idea. And I think Mimi did cost Pandora, and Pandora is out of the game now because of Mimi. Mimi shouldn't have been there in the beginning. I said in the cast reviews that Mimi on First would be the first person to go. I didn't know they were going to be in teams. I actually had Pandora placed a lot higher, but I said Mimi would be the first to go, and Mimi was the first to go. So I got that right. Now, my problem with all of this is that Pandora looked like she had checked out the minute she knew she was on Mimi's team. She didn't look happy, she wasn't enjoying the experience, she wasn't even trying to make an effort to work with Mimi. At least smile and enjoy yourself, enjoy the fact that you got to come back for another season. I know she does drag you too, but you know, just enjoy the fact that you got to come back. Pandora was the fans' choice to come back, so I think Pandora actually let the fans down with her attitude problem and the fact that she just wasn't enjoying herself. I mean, I like Pandora and everything, and I actually voted for Pandora to come back, but I just don't think she did a service to the fans by bowing out so early, not making an effort, just generally being a miserable person while she was there. If Sharon had actually been able to come on the show. Now, Sharon won last season, so Sharon bowed out, even though Sharon got more votes than anybody else as the fans to come back as the fans' choice. Sharon said she handed it over to the second place person, which was Pandora Box. I don't know if that's true or whether it was rules that stipulated that no winners could come back, because Tyra wasn't back, Raja wasn't back, BB wasn't back. I don't know if Sharon actually just handed it to her. I think if Sharon had come back, probably Sharon would have ended up on Mimi's team. I think Sharon would at least made the effort to try to get along, and Mimi was a camp queen, kind of creepy camp queen. Sharon's creepy. I think they would have actually worked very, very well together.